We are just 3 days away from the T20 World Cup 2024 to get underway, while the Blackcaps take the field after 9 days. That's a big game. That's a big margin as well. They get a gap. But I have Utsav with me. Utsav, welcome to the show. Post the IPL, we are now focusing back onto the T20 World Cup 2024. Speaking about this side, the Blackcaps, you think they are the dark horses once again?
Yeah, I mean, like New Zealand has been like the most under the radar kind of a team. Like literally from the very beginning of their like cricketing journey, and every time they just surprise you with almost the same names coming up every time and doing the job.
Absolutely.
Like New Zealand players are just professionals, like absolute professionals. They do not even come with the expectations of winning it, and they don't win, but they'll just surprise you. They'll be in the top four every single time. Sometimes even be in the finals. Just incredible.
Absolutely. They are, as he said, always keeps the core, and they never expect while they come up all guns blazing and makes a lot of surprises. Let's take a look into the squad for the New Zealand side. Starting with the four players out here, Utsav, it's Devon Conway, Rachin Ravindra, Finn Allen, and Kane Williamson. If you can sum up all the four players, I think either one of Rachin Ravindra and Finn Allen will be the opening partner of Conway, who should be in the national colours with Kane Williamson at number three.
Uh, what a great talk for man. And it is so surprising to say that out of these four, Kane Williamson might be the only, the one who might struggle, considering his tennis elbow injury. And
Strike rate. Yeah,
yeah, and recently, he has been pretty good with runs. I guess he played a test series against Bangladesh, scored double centuries for fun. So there is not a form issue. There is always this injury issue that he has been carrying for years now. Probably reduce his career to like 50% of what he could be. But again, man, whenever it comes to playing ICC events, Kane Williamson, the leader, will bring so much onto the table that you will not miss Kane Williamson, the batter, at all. Looking at the other three opening options, Devon Conway, Rachin Ravindra, Finn Allen, and when you think about this team, you always think about the opening pair of Brendan McCullum and Martin Guptill. Brendan McCullum,
absolutely.
Martin Guptill, and then Colin Munro. And these three have absolutely replaced them as if they were nothing. Like we are not even thinking that they would be missing Brendan McCullum or something like that. Devon
100%.
Conway, what? Yeah, Devon Conway, what a professional player, man. Like I never thought that a player from like Devon Conway, who just was bursting out of the scene when he just showed up, he can continue his form for such a long time. Like I thought that he would just run out of fuel after the first 1 year or 1.5 year, but he has been going on pretty strong. The thing is that again recovering from injury, so you never know what kind of a Devon Conway we will see. But I think he is back. I think he's fit enough to play this entire World Cup, and
Yeah.
expecting nothing but greatness from him.
Okay, so you have summed it up the four players. If you look into the right hand side of your screen, Utsav, the strike rate
Yeah.
in ICC events for Conway's 112, for Kane Williamson 113. Rachin hasn't played, but Finn Allen 186, and that's what you need at the top of the order. Someone going all guns in the power play. Once again, I'll ask you: is he the man who can break the shackles in the power play?
100%, man. 100%. We saw it against the series against Pakistan. The stats are not here on the screen, but he was incredible. He was the one who single-handedly took the series away from them. Daryl Mitchell played very well too, but I think Finn Allen should be given all the credits that he deserves. Career strike rate of 163, man. This is not a joke. He has been doing it like every single time he's getting the opportunity.
Correct.
I just do not think that he is uh, you know okay, let me say Travis Head. Like if he performs in 3 games, there will be 3 games that he will not perform. I don't think that Finn Allen is that kind of a player. I think he will give you 20 runs on most days, and that 20 runs will be the most impactful 20 runs ever. Talking about Rachin Ravindra, decent career strike rate 133, not bad, and it's just starting out his career. The thing about him is that he is fearless, like just like most other New Zealand batters. So yeah,
Absolutely.
I will not be surprised if he shows up in the very first match opening, and if Devon Conway is not available, Finn Allen and Rachin might open, and both of them might just go berserk. That is quite a high possibility.
Yeah, could be. Could be. Anything can happen when it comes to New Zealand. They keep things very simple. We're done with the first four players. Moving on to the next four. Mark Chapman, an exciting player to watch out from the T20 format. You have Darren Mitchell, did not have the best of the seasons for the Chennai Super Kings. Still had an okay season. Unlucky Glenn Phillips did not get a single game for the Sunrisers Hyderabad. And then Michael Bracewell. I think he can use a long handle. Will he come effective in the lower middle order? If you can sum up these four players, please.
Yeah, Mark Chapman, man, what an exciting talent. And I don't know how it's always Pakistan, man. It's always Pakistan who just gives New Zealand talents every single time. So whenever IPL is going on, the player who is not playing in the IPL will go and play for against Pakistan, and he'll kill it. Yeah. So Mark Chapman. I think before that it was Mark Chapman before as well, and then Harry Brook had done it before as well. Uh, Daryl Mitchell also scored runs against Pakistan, and I am not at all scared of his underperformance in the IPL. It was an underperformance. Let's not sugarcoat it. He did not play to his potential. But again, we know in ICC events these guys just lose it. And I Daryl Mitchell was excellent against Pakistan. And I just want to forget the Pakistan series, the World Cup that he played, the 2023 World Cup. Just two centuries, both of them coming against India, both of them clutch
Yep.
centuries, and the century that he hit against us in the semi-finals, man. That was
Oh, wow.
jaw dropping. Yeah,
Absolutely.
and Glenn Phillips, like, what do I even say about him? One of the most exciting talents when it comes to T20, like modern day T20 cricket, and he did not get a single opportunity at Sunrisers Hyderabad. Not that they missed him much. They made it to the finals. The finals was pretty one-sided, but anyways, Glenn Phillips, I do think that next year he will just find a better franchisee. Like he will at least
Where
get
he can
game
play
time.
regular cricket.
Yeah, I think Glenn Phillips sitting on the bench, it's just not
Doesn't make
fair.
any
It's
sense.
injustice to the game. The kind of a the current form is pretty decent. 170 strike rate is amazing. I don't know how much runs did he score. Don't quite remember. But the last T20 World Cup, he was very lucky. He used to get opportunities every now and then. But again, he grabbed onto the opportunities very like every single time. Michael Bracewell, man, I just don't know how they keep bringing replacements, man. Daniel Vettori has been replaced by Michael Bracewell, and I think Michael Bracewell is not, going to be any less than Daniel Vettori when it comes to the shorter format of the game, the T20 format. I think he is a better batter, in my opinion, and he is very resilient, as we have seen whenever he plays against India. That century at Hyderabad, in my
Yep.
opinion,
No, it
I
wasn't
think.
at Hyderabad. It was at Indore.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, that was just incredible. He also played for RCB last to last year.
One
Pretty decent
season.
outing.
Yeah.
Yeah, a pretty decent outing. And I am very very excited when it comes to Michael Bracewell. I think he's a top notch talent.
But you spoke about Daniel Vettori. You said Michael Bracewell is the replacement. Talk us through Mitchell Santner then. I think he would be more of a like-to-like replacement of Dan Vettori. You have Nisham, you have Vishori, and then you go to the vice captain of Team South. If you can sum it up, please.
Yeah, yeah. Mitchell Sander again. Yeah, you were right. Like even he is very, very close to Daniel Vettori. But I think I don't know why. But I think Michael Bracewell is a better T20 format player than Mitchell Santner.
Yeah, no
Sandner
doubt
was
about it.
amazing in the ODI format, and I think Sandner is a great player when it comes to ODI. Michael Bracewell again, he's a great player in the limited overs format of the game. Both of them might be struggling in the unlimited format like the Test cricket.
Yeah,
Uh,
correct.
yeah, but when it comes to T20, I think both of them are pretty clutch. Both of them can win you games. So is Jimmy Neesham struggling with form. Currently, we can see 5 matches, 150 strike rate, pretty good. But we all know what the last 3 years have been for him. He has
Yeah,
been very on and off.
unlucky.
Yeah, mostly off. Like on a few occasions he was on, and when he gets the groove, he will be deadly. But the ODI World Cup was very very mid for him. Like absolutely forgettable.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and again, Istodi, man, the most underrated leg spinner. I am not even saying that he is one of the greatest leg spinners. I do not count him as one of the greatest leg spinners, but he just gets the job done. Now
Absolutely.
that
I
is
was
what.
surprised he played
Yeah,
116 T20 games itself.
exactly. He has been around. Like New Zealand players just go under the radar. Nobody will even talk about them. Even Jimin Isham has 77 matches. Sandner has 100 matches. 100 matches for Sandner. And Tim Southey, who we see as a legend, who is very close to retirement, 123, like 7 matches more.
And Isori was the one who created the havoc in 2016 against Team India, right?
Absolutely, man. I just unforgettable match. Tim Southey again, man.
Absolutely. So,
Yeah, the thing with Tim Southey is that, yes, very respectable. He has been around forever, and he has been producing results on most occasions. But again, I do not see him as a T20 bowler, and I don't know
T20
why.
material.
Yeah, I don't know why he gets the ball every time there is a super over. Why Tim Southey?
Only to get hit by Rohit Sharma, to be very honest.
Exactly.
But Tim Saudi, alongside the three veteran pacers, Trent Bolt, Matt Henry, and Lockie Ferguson, a man who has always kept leaking runs. But in the eliminator came good, but still, it was not enough. Talk us through the remaining three pacers, please.
Yeah, Trent Bolt, Matt Henry, Lockie Ferguson, all three of them have their specific roles. Trent Bolt and Matt Henry, more of the new ball bowlers. Honestly, if I have to make a playing 11, I'll unfortunately keep Tim Saudi out of the playing 11 and play all of these three. I absolutely love all the three of them, and all three of them
Correct.
have the capability of winning you the game single handedly. Matt Henry against India just becomes a beast. So uh, I think when it is Matt Henry's day, he'll win you the match, on his own. And Trent Bolt, I don't have to explain why he is one of the greatest new ball bowlers. And one thing that I have to say that yes, Trent Bolt is a great new ball bowler, but when it comes to bowling with the old ball in the death overs, I do not see him as a very
Correct.
potent asset.
So three in the
Yeah.
power play is a must when it comes to Bolt.
Yes, if I were the captain, I would definitely bowl Trent Bolt thrice in the power play and maybe one in the middle overs, or just
Yeah.
go with 3 overs of Trent Bolt. And Lockie Ferguson is more of a middle overs and death overs kind of a guy. And I think if he is, on his groove, he will be, just unstoppable. I think the 2019 ODI World Cup was
Yeah.
when he just bursted out of the scene. He
Correct.
is extremely quick. He has his variations. He has been working on it. Yes, he gives runs at times, but again, I rate him very very highly. I think he is not given enough credit for what he deserves, and I think in the recent future he will be getting the credits.
Okay, so you expect these three to play. We will come up and see what the playing 11 comes out. But we're done with the squad. Let's take a look into the fixtures for New Zealand in T20 World Cup. So when I was talking with the Sri Lankan, Bangladesh guests, and they were saying their group is a group of death alongside the South Africa, but some of them were saying this group is also a group of death consisting New Zealand, Afghanistan, and West Indies, not to take over the rest of the two sides. What do you agree? Do you think this is the group of death or that one?
No, Group D is the group of death. Every single team in that group has an outside chance. Even Nepal has an
Correct.
outside chance if
Even
the top four
Netherlands.
teams. Yeah, yeah. Netherlands has a proper chance of making it to the top two, with Sri Lanka and Bangladesh out there, and the kind of game they play against South Africa. So yeah, I think Netherlands has a pretty good chance of making it to the top four. Sorry, top two of their group. Uh, about group, the four groups, group D has been made the most difficult to go through. Group B is the easiest to go through. I think England and Australia are
Even
going to cruise.
even an A.
Yeah, and Group A, it is again a three-team
India,
race.
Pakistan.
Ireland can keep upset one of the sides. We remember the 2021 T20 World Cup when there were three teams in a group: India, New Zealand, and Pakistan. And we thought that India will beat Pakistan and India and New Zealand will go through, but the opposite happened. Pakistan and New Zealand
Exactly.
went through. So you can never say whenever it is a three-team race. So I think Group A and Group C, both of them are the three-team kind of a group. So very tricky. Group D is an absolute, like, the best team qualifies, and Group B is the easiest to qualify.
And talk us about this one. Now, where do you see New Zealand? Do you think New Zealand, alongside the West Indies, are the favorites to go on to the lead the group and qualify?
Yes, Afghanistan, man, they can do anything. And when it comes to bowling in West Indies pitches, I think they will fancy their chances, which they should. And I think they will be a lethal side to deal with. I just hope that they do not do an upset this time around, because my predictions say that both New Zealand and West Indies are going on to the top four, not even the top two of this group. So yeah, I have a feeling that Afghanistan will be doing good, but I think that New Zealand, you can never count these guys out. Like they make it to the top for every single time. And West Indies, they're
Correct.
playing at home. They're in red hot form. They have beaten England recently at home. They're beating South Africa like they're gully players. Yes, West Indies versus New Zealand will be an amazing game to look out for. New Zealand Afghanistan is not something which I'm looking forward to, is because of the 2021 trauma. I was sitting there waiting that Afghanistan will upset New Zealand, but it did not happen, and we ended up
Yeah.
out of the group stage. Yeah, the other two games, there is Uganda and probably that's Papua New Guinea.
Papua New Guinea. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, pretty one-sided, I'm assuming.
Yeah, okay. So summed it up the schedule as well. He said New Zealand, West Indies. We will see what happens. But let's take a look at the last three times New Zealand stepped into the ICC format in the T20 World Cup. Where did they end? So it's at the beginning of the show, you said this team surprises. Look at the last three times they played the T20 World Cup: semi-finals, finals, semi-finals. That's wonderful. But if you look into the three times they have made it to knockouts, which one do you take? I keep aside to the 2016, but 2021 or 2022, which one should they be disappointed they couldn't make it through as
I think
champions?
2021, they were just one game away, and that Australian side, I do not think that was the toughest or the most deserving side to win the T20 World Cup, because Australia has never won it before
Yep,
2021, and this team comes up, and I think only Kane Williamson scored runs in the finals, and I don't think he got any kind of a support. And then in the finals, I guess David Warner and Mitch Marsh just killed the game. So yeah, and the thing with the 2021 was that it was kind of a toss heavy tournament. Not kind of, it was
exactly. It was
completely a
win the
toss heavy
toss,
tournament.
chase, and you win the game.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, this is a pure evidence, the proof of what I was talking about, man. These teams just make it to the top for every single time. You will
Exactly.
always keep them out of the top four, and they will somehow find a way into the top four every single time. It is not only about the T20
Exactly.
World Cup; they will make it to
It's
the top four
everywhere.
of the
It's
WTC
any
as well.
format.
Yeah, and the ODI World Cup as well. If you look at the points table of WTC, you will find them somewhere around the top. They will just be there.
Absolutely. So you summed up 3 years where New Zealand ended in the T20 World Cup 2024 and before. Let's take a look into the top five players to watch out for. Here are the five players I have chosen: are Kane Williamson, Daryl Mitchell, Glenn Phillips, Mitchell Santner, and Trent Bolt. I'll take it go up to you now. Your five players, do you agree with me? Do you make any replacements? Give it a shot.
I agree with four of them. Daryl Mitchell, Glenn Phillips, Mitchell Sadner, Trent Bolt, absolute beast of a players. Kane Williamson, I do not see him as a destructive T20 batter or who will just
But
change
I think he
games. Or
could be the anchor.
he has to be the anchor in my opinion, because all the rest of the batters are not anchors. They will just go hard. So I feel that in place of Kane Williamson, I'll keep a Finn Allen.
Finn Allen.
If
Okay. I
Finn
expected
Allen
this.
scores with an average of 30 or 35, with the strike rate of 160, 170, 180, New Zealand is going far.
Absolutely. So you
Uh,
summed up.
yeah.
Yeah, yes,
No,
please go ahead.
apart from that, the rest four, Daryl Mitchell and Glenn Phillips, are absolute beast of batters. I've already spoken about them. But the thing is, when it comes to T20 versatility, they have got it, man. The innings that Daryl Mitchell had played against Pakistan, I think he scored some 70 odd of 20 odd balls. So yeah, man, uh, the Daryl Mitchell we saw in the IPL was just a scam, and we are going to
Yep.
see the real Daryl Mitchell in the T20 World Cup. Same goes for Glenn Phillips. He was warming the bench. He would be hungry to go out there, score runs. And he is one of those guys who is extremely animated
Yeah.
on the field as well.
Very, very.
Superb
Yeah.
talent, extremely good fielder. So is Mitchell Santner. Trent Bolt, man. The day the ball swings, he'll start playing football.
He's lethal. Absolutely. So you summed up all the five players and very nicely. Thank you so much, Utsav, for that. Let's take a look into the leaders, the New Zealand side. Yeah, the leaders, you have said they are always there forever. Kane Williams, the captain for the New Zealand T20 side. Tim Southee as his vice captain, and you have Gareth Steele. But talk us through Tim Southee being the vice captain, then you have to play him.
I think the experience talks. That is the only reason Tim Southee is the vice captain. Like he's a storehouse of experience. Like I don't think there is anyone playing the game right now who is as experienced as Tim Southee is. Kane Williamson obviously deserves to be the captain. The kind of a leader he has been over the years, just
Very
takes the
calm
team
and
forward.
composed.
Yeah, very calm and composed. Keeps the team into the hunt every single time. Just keeps the men around. There is always a harmony. You never hear arguments within the side.
Correct.
So New Zealand is kind of like the most professional side. If you change all the three names, nothing is going to change. You replace Kane Williamson with Devon Conway, nothing will change. The team will play a similar brand of cricket. They know their jobs very well. They come out with the role, they execute it, and they will come out with results. They do not make a lot of changes. I think Kane Williamson and Tim Southee were the captain vice captain pair even before this. Uh, you know, Before I think even 3 or 4 years, this thing hasn't changed.
Absolutely. I
Gary
think
Street,
constant. Yep.
yeah, and about Gary Street, I do not have much of an opinion. Honestly, I do not know much about him. But I do not think that New Zealand has been chopping and changing with their head coach position as well. Like they are very
Absolutely.
sorted with it.
Correct. They have kept things simple. They've kept things sorted, and that's the good thing about New Zealand. As you rightly said, I can bring it back. Whenever you take them off the radar, they always are right there in the top four or top eight, wherever you go. Done with the leaders. Let's take a look into the predicted playing 11. Here it is my predicted playing 11. Utsav, we have Finn Allen, Devon Conway as my openers, Ken Williamson at number 3, Daryl Mitchell, Glenn Phillips, Jamie Neesham, Mitchell Santner as my lower middle order. Then go on to the fast bowlers. You have Trent Bolt, Tim Southee, Adam Milne, and Ish Sodhi. Unfortunately, I had to keep out Lockie Ferguson just because I had to play Tim Southee. Talk us through the playing 11. Any changes for you?
Yes. If Jimmy Neesham is not in form, I will replace him with a spinning option, Michael Bracewell.
Okay.
Just because you're playing all your matches at West Indies, you're not playing a single game in the United States. So it is always better, in my opinion, to go out with an extra spinning option. Uh, Apart from that, this looks pretty good. And if you need the services of Jim and Isham, the bowlers, I think Daryl Mitchell can do it for you. Not as good,
Yeah.
but pretty decent. You know, Taking a look at the bowling unit, Trent Bolt, Tim Southee have to be there. Ish Sodhi has to be there. Adam Milne, I'm not quite sure about him. He is again a great talent when it comes to bowling with the new ball, but so is Trent Bolt. So if you look at this playing 11, you will see that there is a problem when it comes to death overs. Tim Southee leaks runs, Trent Bolt leaks runs, and the spinners won't be bowling there. So Adam Milne is the only bowler who would be the over dependent on Adam Milne when it comes to death bowling.
Exactly.
So I would
Exactly.
rather fancy Lockie Ferguson over Adam Milne when it comes to
Okay.
bowling.
Okay, Lockie Ferguson you're going with, and similarly you're going with Michael Bracewell in place of Nisham. We're done and dusted with the playing 11. Let's take a look into the predictions made by Utsav for the T20 World Cup. Before I go on to you, you are the final guest for the segment. Here is the all 10 people plus the 3 others you have selected. You have said India, New Zealand, South Africa, and West Indies. Talk us through the reason behind no Australia.
Yeah.
Loved it. I think you're the only person. I'll just take a glance look at it. I think you're the only person apart from a Joseph who has said no Australia in the semi-finals.
Yeah,
Reason behind
and
it,
I know
please.
why he did not pick Australia because he hates Australia. So I was expecting that he would not keep them in the top four. My reasoning has been very simple. I think Australia has gone with the almost a similar squad which they had in the ODI World Cup. There is nothing wrong with it, absolutely nothing wrong with it. But I think most of those players do not fit in. Apart from that, their T20 World Cup performances have been absolutely mid, in my opinion. They have
Mm-hmm.
won it once, and even before that, they have been struggling to make it to the top four, the semifinals.
Yep.
2021 they won for sure. 2022, I do not think they were in the top four, or were they? I don't think they were.
No, they
Uh, you
weren't.
know, yeah, and even before, I think 2016 they did not make it. Virat Kohli, just knocked them out of the tournament. So yeah, I mean Australia is deadly, but these bunch of Australians. players are, in my opinion, overachievers. They are
Okay.
great. This is a great Australian squad, but not as great as they were back in the day. And the fact that they're just winning everything just shows the quality of cricket the other teams have been playing, not Australia, in my opinion.
Okay, so he's talking, ladies and gentlemen, I proceed, he's talking about Mitchell Marsh's Australian side, not Pat Cummins' Australian side.
Yeah,
We're done with this.
yeah,
Let's take a look into the leading run scorers and wicket takers. You can have a glance at it. Let's go to yours. Here is your one, Utsav. It is Virat Kohli, Jasprit Bumrah. Who knows? I think no brainers. I think
yeah. I think
I
no
just have
brainer,
a
and
look
I think it
into
is yeah,
how
no
many of
brainer,
them have
and I think
selected.
not at all biased, man. Not at all
No,
biased.
not at all
Two
biased. I think
Indians.
how many have been selected? Jihan has selected same. I
Oh yeah.
have one more. Jake has selected a Bumrah. Orko has selected same. So there's more or less. You have Siddhanshu selecting Virat Kohli as well. You have myself selecting. It should be my name, rather instead of Viran. You have myself selecting Virat Kohli and Kuldeep Yadav. Surendra Paji selected Virat Kohli. So it sums it up very much. The top four. So Virat Kohli, Jasprit Bumrah. If they shine at both the departments, India wins the World Cup.
No, no, no. I mean, I do not see. Honestly, this time I'm not going to keep even 1% hope, man. I'm just going to watch the matches. If India makes it, well and good. If India doesn't, I'll not be going into the depression mode once again. Virat Kohli, I picked him just because he has been the highest run scorer almost every
Mr.
single time.
Consistent.
Yeah, 2014 he was there. 2016 Tamim Iqbal scored more runs, but he played more matches as well. So Virat had some 120 average and 150 strike rate or something. And in 2022 as well, he scored runs. 2021 was the only off World Cup he had, and that also because he did not play the lower ranked sides. I think he did
Correct.
not bat against Afghanistan and even against Namibia or something. So yeah, and Jasprit Bumrah, man, what do I say about it?
From a
It's
different
Jasprit.
planet, to be very honest.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So sums up. Utsav picks as well. He picked two Indians, ladies and gentlemen. So you must assume who has he picked for the T20 World Cup 2024 predictions champion. I bet it's wrong. Let's take a look into that. It's the mighty West Indies he has picked, ladies and gentlemen. The home side. Ask him. I'll ask on behalf of you guys. Why no India?
Uh, why no India? I don't think I have to explain this, man. I think the last 10 years they have explained themselves why they are not
They
in the
wait for the
predictions.
T20 World Cup since 17 years. So I think, can Rohit do that?
He can. I will wish him to do it, but I'll not be predicting that we are going to make it to the. We are not going to be the champions, man. I don't think so. Even the squad is not looking that good. The players are out of form. No, and we are literally going to the place where we have the darkest history when it comes to World Cup cricket, the West Indies.
And the reason
And
behind
again,
picking West Indies? Yep,
yeah, the reason behind picking West Indies is simple. The current form, absolutely brilliant. The current bunch of players, I love them. They have the talent, they have the potential of winning you the games. If one guy starts performing, he'll take the game away from you. A typical
absolutely.
West Indies side, and I think this West Indies roster is not getting as much respect that it deserves. And honestly, they are not getting the respect, and I can see why that is happening because they have been absolutely terrible when it comes to the World Cup qualifiers for the last 2 or 3 World Cups. So yeah,
Yep,
that is ridiculous, and I think they are going to redeem themselves just because they are doing so much hard work when it comes to things happening in the backstage. I think Darren Sammy has been a part of them. Dinesh Ramdin is a part of the setup. Darren Ganga is a part of the setup. They are absolutely the nation loving people, and
correct.
I think they are going to do anything and everything to get this team back on track. And the current players, the current form they have, the current matches they have been playing at home, like a lethal side, man. West Indies.
Absolutely. A powerhouse of a side. I think Daryl Sammy has changed the side. We are on with the T20 World Cup prediction for Utsav. You said the mighty West Indies. Let's take a look into the trivia question we have for him. With regards to New Zealand, you said about the 2021 World Cup being the closest opportunity. Is a tricky question for you. Who was the leading run scorer for New Zealand in that campaign? Was it Martin Guptill? Was it Daryl Mitchell? Was it Glenn Phillips? Or was it Kane Williamson?
Okay, this is very tricky actually. Glenn Phillips, I do not think he is the one because he had a great season in 2022. Kane
Okay.
Williamson, I do not think, because in my opinion, he was absolutely mid in the entire tournament except for the finals.
Okay.
Martin Guptill might be the one. Daryl Mitchell, I do not quite remember any innings, man. I think I'm going to flop tremendously. I'll go with Martin Guptill. I think I'm wrong, but again, Martin Guptill. Let's see.
You think you're wrong, but you're going with 1-1. You're assuming Martin Guptill would be
Yeah.
gutted, ruling out the veteran Kane Williamson. Kane Williamson is the one. That is the right answer. Kane Williamson was the leading run scorer for New Zealand, the T20 World Cup for this side. We're done and dusted with this one. That it's done, and the conclusion lies here. Thank you so much for that. We're done with that. Thank you so much, Ustav. Thank you to all the viewers for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to Fifth Number. Press the bell icon. It sums up T20 World Cup 2024, ladies and gentlemen. Have a nice day. Sit back and enjoy the season. Till then, thank you so much and bye bye.